Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Paul. This is the first YouTube video I've done of fixing stuff, which I don't know. It's because I have to. I don't have to do the video, but I have to fix the stuff. Today, the washer. This is an LG WM2487HRM, I believe. Dryer on top of that, which is part of the problem. The issue is the thermistor. So as far as we know, it's a thermistor, but the indication is just this. Watch here. Okay, that says TE. In doing my research, that is thermistor. And in fact, I know that's true. I actually kind of fixed this once, just a couple weeks ago. I lifted the whole thing up, again, after doing research. People said you can get at the thermistor, which is underneath. If you could jiggle the wires, they actually said giggle the wires. I like that much better. So I giggled the wires, lifted the whole, everything up with the dryer on it, enough to get my hand under there to jiggle it and try to see if the connector was disconnected or wires bad, and that worked. So I was thrilled, and then 2 weeks later it came back. So we have this again. So I'm going to try to use a couple different techniques that I saw in order to try to maybe move this or wedge this up in hopes of being able to replace the thermistor, or at least, I guess, partway through, if I giggle the wires again and that works, maybe I'll stop for now and wait till I have to do it again. But we shall see. I'm going to try a couple different methods. Let's get to it. All right, there's the dreaded TE, which just keeps coming back. Here's what's not working so far. So this are zip ties that I actually ran up under last time when I had the washer tilted back a little bit. I had zip ties tied and a loop of them just because I didn't have anything long, but to be able to try to move that around and shake that, jiggle that wire. Yeah. Okay, so we definitely have to proceed with somehow getting this dryer off enough or tilting the washer back enough to get up at the thermistor. Good luck to us. Okay, little issue there in that the dryer is, there's a bracket on top of the washer that is holding the dryer stationary, so I can't move the dryer yet. So I got to remove that screw, which is not too much of a problem on the right side of the dryer. The left side of the dryer, however, is up against the wall. Sorry, the focus is bad there. So I have to get a very short screwdriver or an L screwdriver or something to get at the screw, which is on the left side of the dryer. Good luck to me. Okay, short little detour here. Since the dryer is still locked on and I haven't unscrewed it, I'm going to actually push it back, and it leans up the washer just enough, and then slid a 2x under it to get the washer to stand up. There we go. Pretty high. Now I'm going to go under again and see if I can just do what I did before, which is basically see if there's something going on with the thermistor that I can handle before I take this whole setup apart. This is a weird view. Kind of looks like an interrogation chamber or something. I basically have my phone set on a selfie stick, and I'm sliding under the washer to see if I can take a look at the thermistor, hopefully. Not finding it so far. I think I'm in the wrong area. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's the wires. Let's see. Wrong way. Here's the wires. So the black thing on the right there that you're seeing is actually the, I think that's a connector going into the thermistor, or the post over there. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I think the black thing with the white, and I can't point to it because it's under the washer, but the black thing with the white zip tie on it is the thermistor, and the connector on the left side of that bundle, the white connector, is where there can be problems, or I think the wires going into that connector. Oh, that wire, actually that blue wire. Oh, hello, I think the blue wire is broken right there. I've got two, sorry, let me center that, get a better shot. I think I have two ends of the blue wire. So I think that is probably the problem right there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in there or fix that or disconnect that wire. If I can disconnect the connector and pull the whole thing out part way, I might be able to reconnect that wire, but that's interesting because my new thermistor that I bought is not going to fix that. My arm, I can just touch it, but I'm not sure that I can disconnect it. It does feel like if I can disconnect it, there might be enough wire to actually oh man, ouch. Okay, so far I can't disconnect it. I got to figure out a way to lift the washer higher. Washer is just raised up on a stick, so I'm going to need to somehow lift that washer higher in order to get my hand under there to be able to try to disconnect that connector. So stay tuned. Okay, so now we are trying to raise the washer as high as we can. We had a stick under it before, as you can see, but now I've raised that stick up very professionally. There's a dog bowl under the stick, so I'm hoping that I can get more wedge out of it so that the washer will stay higher. Doing this all with 1 foot. Sorry, taking a while. Because I want to get that every last little inch I can of space so that I can I can get my hand under that washer, because right now I can't really do it. Okay, let's see if that rests on there. Okay, yeah, I gained maybe an inch or two on the washer as far as how high it is now wedged up, like this. Okay, I'm going to try getting that connector off using a tool instead of my fingers. So we'll see how that goes. Here's where we're at. I did not get good video of it because it was almost impossible to get there. But that white connector right there in the center of your picture was connected to, let me see if I can get to it. There's the other end of the white connector that I was able to get off. Almost impossible, and a broken blue wire, which I'm hoping is going to fix our world if I can get to it. The problem is, see the black tape on the left side of the screen there? So those wires are wrapped together, meaning I don't have enough slack to pull that blue wire out from under the dryer, under the washer to fix it. So I'm going to try to cut the black tape there, also working under the dryer in a 2-inch space. But to get the white clip off, I had to stick both hands in up under the dryer and squeeze with two sides of that clip to squeeze in the clips. You can barely see there. I guess the clips are on the other end probably. Anyway, I'm going to now try to cut that tape and see if we can get the blue wire out. Also, I realize now, since I discovered a broken wire, this video becomes a little less valuable, I think, because unless you have a broken wire, you wouldn't want to go through this mess. Oh,
got some of it though. I can get it. Tape off. Okay, now the big question is the blue wire and connector long enough to bring out? And the answer is sorta. God. So there we go. That's how far it comes out, which is just to the very edge of possibility there. Which means I can, with work, I could probably splice that. So I guess I've got to try that because I don't know what else to do at this point. Here's the dirty underside of the washer. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, so here's where we're living. We have a couple blue wires there that need to be mended, and they're under the edge of the dryer. At least one is. So it'd be tough to. Sorry about the focus. Hang on here. Be tough to strip that. So I'm gonna try this. You know, the old auto connection connector. Basically, stick one end in, squeeze it, stick both ends in, squeeze it, make a connection. So let's try that. And then, of course, we still have to plug this crazy white connector back in up under again, which was not easy to get off. Hopefully it would be easier to get on. But I imagine it's keyed one way, I hope. Is it? I hope that only goes on one way because I certainly am not going to be able to see which way that goes. Somehow I wish I would have noted that, but I didn't. So there we go. All right, back in a sec. Came from, not quite. Okay, coming out. No, the question is, did anything pop out? Okay, it did not. So, I think that connection is made. In theory, I guess I could test that, but I'm going to trust that that was solid enough that that worked. Okay, so now we're back up, trying to put the connector back on. Stay tuned. Okay, so there, by the way, what you're looking at is an app called Filmic Pro. So the phone is being used as a camera, and the iPad is being used as a monitor, which actually works great for stuff like this because I'm obviously sliding the phone under the washer. Here's the situation. I cannot get this connector reconnected under here. There's just not enough clearance to get my hand under there and then up inside to where the connector goes. So now I'm going to try to pull both the washer and dryer out a little farther so that I can lean them backward a little more. Right now the vent on the dryer, I think, is stopping us. We're leaning up against the wall, and this pipe probably actually, drain pipe, is stopping us from leaning that washer back farther. So I'm gonna try to pull everything out, see what happens with that. Okay, probably should have thought of this in the first place, which is I pulled the whole washer and dryer out farther. I thought that would be harder than it was. It wasn't too bad. And then we wedged a bigger dog bowl and the same stick under to get more clearance on the bottom. So hopefully that's going to be enough clearance to now get my hand in there and be able to put that connector back on. So we'll see. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. Bashing your arm under trying to get the connector connected, which I finally did after raising the stupid thing 4 inches off instead of 2 inches off the ground. So it's plugged in, so now is the moment of truth to see if the broken blue wire was indeed the problem. I did not change the thermistor, even though I have a new one. Okay, here we go. On and 1, 2, 3. All right, check it out. You're hearing the washer wash. So successful after a fashion. That was a lot of work. In hindsight, the best thing to do if I wasn't going to take the dryer off and try to get at the washer that way, or maybe the easiest would have been to take the dryer off, tilt the washer up higher so I could get in under the bottom of the washer. As it was, I could tilt the washer up this much, and then I realized if I would have pulled the washer out and dryer out farther, I could pull it up this much. And that much was enough to get my hand up in, not easily, to get that thing reconnected after I fixed the blue wires and hooked them together. But so far so good, it's working. I did not replace the thermistor even though I had one. But to do that, I truly would have to lift the dryer back up, because there's no way I could have gotten in there with any kind of tool and replaced anything. So we shall see. Either for now we're successful, so that's great. And if it breaks again, I suppose I'll see you again. All right, thanks. I'm Paul. Bye.